We try to be very creative in, ministry. We use things that people can relate to. Sometimes we'll take things like the extreme home makeover, and we'll do a spoof on that and a skit on that. Sometimes it gets to be so funny when that's taking place. We'll do a cooking show. We had a cooking show skit the other week that we actually made salsa. Sandy made salsa right on the stage there, and then they served salsa after the service.
I've been to a lot of other churches with my dad and my mom, and sometimes when I go there, even at like the children's church and stuff, I don't understand sometimes what they're talking about, because sometimes while we're in the car driving back home, my mom or my dad always have to explain to me what happened and what today's lesson was about, because the way they told me was so out of my league. When we came here though, after our first lesson, I understood. I was like, when my mom asked me, did you understand what they were talking about today? I was like, yes, and I gave her a full out summary. Plus, I feel home here. Every time Sunday's over and it's time to go back to school, I'm always thinking to myself, can't wait till Sunday. Can't wait till Sunday.
They might not understand the verbiage that's used, the verses, or it could just be a young person that just walked in the door for the first time and they have no clue what's going on. I feel like you need to just break it down to the bare bones of the message of what God was trying to say, and try to use as many ways you can to connect with them. I think it's very interesting to look at that and bring out some of those aspects for like a dance or drama. We had a multi-sensory experience here at FaithWalk where you could go to the different stations and just actually touch things, mold things, feel water, feel sand, just feel that and be able to see that instead of just reading it.
There's a bit more interest in being self-conscious as a church in using the various media and means that are available to communicate the gospel. But I think the current generation is more attuned to the question of what is being used and why.
I've been privileged to created this new worship experience element. I call it interpretive signing to music. I had the opportunity to sign for Chris Tomlin, who is one of our modern day hymn writers in contemporary Christian music, and that was absolutely a God thing. And there was a little girl that came up, and she was 6th or 7th grade, and she signed to me, and she told me that it was the very first time she had ever seen music. And it was, again, another confirmation that we're to do what God calls us to do.
I started writing for The Edge of the Margin. I had several conversations with Bill before I started doing The Edge of the Margin. He knew how much I loved to write. He had a vision that I didn't have, and in the end, I ended up writing for it, not because he bugged me so much, but because I was so angry. And one of the things I kept telling him was that I don't understand why the church can't be a place for people who have been abused sexually, emotionally, domestically, verbally, why people who have addiction problems can't go and feel okay that they bring their problems there. We all are broken in some way. We are all hurting in some way. We are all loving in some way, and we are all searching in some way. And if we cannot come together with our different languages and our different pasts, and some of them are excessively painful pasts, if we can't come together in that and find a place of healing, then the church has absolutely no purpose. And that's one of the things I told them. We have to be able to address things from that standpoint, from people who are standing on the outside of the church looking in and saying, is there a place for me there?